I'm Ori, this is Joss, and we are Notespace. So let me tell you the story behind Notespace. Last summer, I was studying for a major history exam, only to realise I didn't have any notes on the causes for World War II. Naturally, I resorted to Google, only to be hit with 500 million results, which are either too complicated or irrelevant to my exam. I panicked. But Joss here had notes that I'd be willing to pay for, because these exams would affect the rest of my life. Which got us thinking, am I the only one? No, I'm not. We conducted a survey of over 100 students from a range of schools, and the results were astounding. 80% make and waste notes. 70% would buy these notes. And when we asked whether people had the same problem that I faced of being underprepared for exams, over 76% of people said yes.
We solve these problems with Notespace, our online marketplace which enables users to purchase, store, and learn their revision materials. Initially targeting students in the UK taking their GCSEs and A-levels, our idea has the ability to expand globally across age ranges and borders. Much like Ari, buyers typically lack notes and are willing to pay for them, hence their demand. Sellers like myself can supply these notes, and we're wasting them without Notespace. I, as a seller, upload my scanned notes, documents, and presentations onto our online platform. Sellers can then sort and organize this content by exam board for categorizing content into courses and topics. I can now choose to sell my material by following our recommended pricing plans. This can range from 60p for that case study to £8 for a whole course of notes.
Signing up would be seamless. Log in with either Facebook or using your email.
Buyers set the parameters for the notes they need by specifying a subject, course, and even a certain school. They can then browse these results by arranging results by pricing, relevancy, and popularity.
Upon clicking on an option, material will be set up in the same course topic structure as the iTunes album song system, with topics, names, and prices, which means that you could purchase either a whole terms of notes or just that one case study. You can also check out a preview of the e-note, as well as ratings and user reviews.
Much like on the gaming platform Steam, payment can be done either by a registered card or by a wallet system controlled by the user's parents.
At first, users will be able to print out and learn traditionally the use of the material. But we also have printed learning tools such as a user-generated test, which will allow you to consolidate your information. We plan to introduce learning tools later on in the future to create the best learning environment for our users.
We've chosen three main revenue streams to maximize earning potential. Primarily, a 20% commission from all transactions undercuts our two closest competitors, Stuvia and Notesell, while also providing the fairest environment for our users. Offering a premium membership 2 years after product launch will offer advice, exam strategy, and the ability to contact the sellers of any purchased material with any queries users may have.
We found that traditional sources of information, such as textbooks and the internet, weren't specific enough on their own, hence our widespread problem. Instead, user-generated content is superior to these sources, as it is highly specialized around the relevant exam, cutting out unnecessary information, and incentivized to be as good as possible. After all, the seller uses it first.
Our two competitors are Stuvia, a Dutch marketplace which targets a different demographic of university students, and Notespace, the US equivalent, which similarly fails to provide its users with an adequate learning environment. By uniquely displaying purchases in a granulated course topic structure, we give users greater flexibility in their purchases, while making prices more accessible, encouraging sales, unlike Stuvia, where material has to be bought in bulk for larger fees. Incorporating seller self-promotion through social media and by word of mouth will lead to a high viral coefficient with rapid growth, as secondary schools are smaller and users thus more accessible.
Our initial market in the UK is huge, with approximately £200 million in annual revenue, and has plenty of potential. But because of this, we felt the need to hyper-focus, while retaining the ability to diversify and scale up both domestically and globally in the future.
We chose classes from 3 key areas of study and assessed what users to focus on first by going out and selling high-quality notes for each subject to classes of around 20 students. They paid between 60p to £1 for each sample. Crucially, this hugely improves demand while also providing us with a starting point in targeting humanities, as we found through interviews that users and students often find it hard to cover wide-ranging but in-depth syllabuses for subjects like history and geography.
So let's take a look at our initial targets. In year 1, we plan to launch our marketplace with primitive learning tools. Year 2 will see us expand and begin to diversify into different areas of the education, such as languages, which were similarly popular. By year 3, we want to invest into even more innovative learning tools which will optimize the learning environment for our users. Years 4 and 5 will see us expand both globally into other markets such as USA and Southeast Asia.
Research has shown that £50,000 would be sufficient to create a functional and appealing product. Further development costs would be reinvested profits and would include salaries for programs. Servers will provide our users with enough storage to foster notes both personally and on the marketplace. Customer acquisition cost should equally be very low due to our high viral coefficient through seller self-promotion and through our cost-effective use of channels. This should, as you can see on the board, see us break even by year 3, with profits growing rapidly after that.
Our team have received interest and advice from a range of professionals within the education industry, including the creator of the Global Teacher Prize and the head of innovation at GEMS Education, which has helped us to refine and advance Notespace in recent weeks.
As students, we are in a unique position to understand the nature and importance of the problems in education that Notespace solves, as well as the best ways to go about solving such problems. Within our team, personal access to Eton and top private schools in the UK should bring highly valuable material and users and students who want to access it. We also have strong links with GEMS Education, as Aaron mentioned earlier, and have met with their founder and chairman to discuss the possibility of a future partnership. They remain interested and have asked for a business plan. As the world's single largest provider of private school education, this should put us in a unique position where we can create and test our product alongside users, while also enabling Notespace to share our vision of helping students worldwide to achieve their potential. So why now? We want to bridge the gap between traditional education, which has remained stagnant, and educational technology, which can help to drive us forward to a better future. It's this vision of improving education for millions of students that we've come to share with you today, in the hope that you will help us to revolutionize revision. Thank you.
About how you're going to, when you're getting notes, how you're going to make sure that these are notes that people would actually buy?
Well, if I may. So I think that the system in and of itself has a curating quality, because when you have the ability to arrange material by sort of popularity, the best material and the most purchased material should rise to the top. This sort of self-curating element, where user reviews sort of help to perpetuate better knowledge and better material, should also help to do this through ratings and a review system.
Have you thought about, if you're successful, the entry of competitors that just copy your model, and what you might do to get ahead and stay ahead?
We have. So we think if we were able to partner with GEMS Education, that would provide us with a crucial sort of incubating lab to help to really sort of cater our product to the user base. In terms of other competitors, due to our unique position within Eton and our access socially to other students in schools around the UK, we think we'll be able to bring on highly valuable and attractive material, which should then anchor other students and other users, keeping them with Notespace in the future, because once they've paid for material once, they wouldn't want to pay for it again on another website.
And also, just generally, the general ecosystem of the idea will ensure that users are anchored within it, because we allow them to store all their information and all their revision, as well as the learning tools that couple with the idea as we plan to grow, meaning that more people will want to use Notespace as a learning environment, as well as a place to buy and sell notes when we get bigger.
Can you talk about your customer acquisition plan?
Sure, we've actually prepared a slide somewhere. Oh, it's just been cut. Never mind, so we're going to freestyle. In terms of customer acquisition costs, we've identified £1 as a rough outline. This we see is especially low due to a variety of cost-effective channels, one of which, as we've mentioned, is Gen's education. Others which we've thought about is a referral scheme, much like the one incorporated by Dropbox, where for referring users, you might be able to have a month or perhaps a week of free premium membership. Other channels which would sort of really cut down this cost is that seller self-promotion, to sort of encourage viral spread within schools, and targeted Facebook ads in January and March, which would sort of make up the bulk of that cost.
And I want to go back a little bit to this issue of quality control. So, would you have an ability to have people who use these notes sort of rate them over time in a meaningful way? And then are you going to sort of aggregate the learning over time? So I was a little bit confused as to whether or not there's a series of sort of competing notes for the same course, or whether or not you're sort of creating the idealized note set through some sort of cumulative learning over time. So is there like 5 notes for European history, and you're just sort of kind of comparing what your style is, or are you sort of coming up with one ideal note set?
So the way it works is sellers can upload, yes, so as you said, 5 European notes and history notes. Because we understand that many people learn differently and different types of notes will go to different consumers. And there is no such thing as an idealized note set. So as a result, we think that if we were able to sort it based on user reviews and ratings, people can then read these reviews, look at the preview, and potentially even contact the seller, ask them, hey, are these good notes good for kinesthetic learners, auditory learners, visual learners? And through that, they can judge whether it's deserving of their £1, £4, £8, depending on how large the note systems are. Through that, we think we can really curate quality as much as possible.
And if I may just add on to that, by sort of having multiple sort of notes, perhaps on the same topic, as you sort of grow and expand, that sort of competition is a benefit in many ways. First and foremost of which, because it incentivizes selling users to create the best notes possible, because they sort of want to beat the competition, they want to sort of get those users, and they want to effectively get their money being blunt about it. Because they're incentivized to produce better material, that doesn't just help the buyers by giving them better things to revise from. It also helps the sellers themselves, because ultimately they'll be revising from this material in the first place. And when they have in the back of their minds, I'm going to be selling this on Notespace during or after my exams, they're then going to be incentivized to put that extra effort in, which will pay off not just for their peers, but for themselves as well, helping education in general.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.